There you go. Okay, play this little video. Live update. And bang. Here we are with Mr. Jack Johnson. Jack, how are you feeling?
Good. It was a long race, but it worked good. We had plenty of. It was supposed to be flat. We had plenty of breeze, so it was great.
Yeah. You pulled along pretty nice, huh? The beginning, how was the start? That was a bit slow.
Just the first 3 or 4 hours were pretty light. We had to fight it out pretty badly, but once it picked up after that, and the second night I think was a little light again, but for the most part, it was great.
So how was right now? Everything fine on the boat?
Yeah, boat's great. Boat. I'm finding a few pins that were gone, and a couple of shackles lost their pins, but maybe a ring ding or two.
Right.
But for the most part, boat survived. I put her through some paces for sure.
Right.
Last night was no joke.
Oh, right, let's just hold that in the middle. So, so last night, yeah, you mentioned that while we were on the water. So last night was a bit rough.
Last night was rough. Ton of breeze, and I had too much sail up, of course, because that's how I roll. But
you're right on race hour.
Yeah.
So actually, I mean, we haven't met before, yet, right? It's the first time that we meet.
Correct.
It's very funny. So what's the racing background? What's your
I've been buoy racing for I've been racing sailboats since I was about 13 or 14.
Right.
I was a high school sailing team, and then I did a little tiny bit of big boat stuff at the end of high school, and then quit for 10 years, and then got back into it. 15 years I quit, and then got back into it. And now I've done a couple of Transpacks and Pacific. Actually, I did a Pacific Cup with Sun Bear on Sun Bear's boat.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh right.
So yeah.
So have you sailed small boats as well, like racing small boats before?
Yeah, dinghies. I grew up in dinghies like everybody does.
Right.
But I did, up to, I've done a little bit on 70 footers, which was really fun, but mostly in the 30 to 40 foot range.
Right. So how long did you know Moyer? Did you just meet through the 580?
I've known Moyer for 35 years.
Right. So you go way back.
We go back certainly to high school. We were on the high school sailing team together and committed various acts of mischief together. But we've always been mechanical. We've always built stuff and mucked around with stuff, and we got in this together, and there's a story behind it, but I'm sure you'll get that some other time.
Right. Probably another beer or something.
All right.
So what's your biggest takeaway from the qualifier now for the Transat?
For the qualifier, there's still a lot to learn about the boat. There's still a lot of trying to figure out crossover conditions. Jib. It's as soon as you can get a kite up, it's faster because they're so much bigger.
Right.
But whether to fly the jib or the A5 is a question.
Right.
In super light air, like coming into the finish here. The A5 doesn't fly really well. The A3 is a great sail.
Right.
I used the crap out of that, and it was great. And I tortured it. I had it up in way too much breeze, and it just kept going.
So you reckon it's going to survive the Transat?
I think so, because the material still feels good. So,
right.
The other thing is I think these boats could use a real well and true downwind sail, whether it's a running A2 or whether it's a symmetrical kite. I brought a symmetrical kite and flew that a lot. Right. But the symmetrical kite's hard to deal with. You jibing and all that stuff up and down with the pole. It's difficult. Right. And the one I bought was $150 and it's junk, but it was fast. it moved me along. So
how big is that one?
It's about the size of the A3.
Right. Okay.
Maybe a tick bigger.
Yeah.
But the material, like I said, I bought it secondhand, so the material's so old. But that proved to me that these boats need to sail dead downwind. They're not fast enough to reach. They're not VMG sailing boats, so they really do need a downwind sail somewhere.
So I see you have a hang on General, right? And everything. It's all hang on. So you happy with that setup? Saving some weight, or?
I was cheap to start with.
Right.
I think if I wind up doing the mini globe race, I think I'll probably wind up with a furler and a new sail. But knowing that this was my first go around, I was just trying to cheap out, knowing if I do the globe race, I'm going to be probably getting at least another sail or two out of the deal. Yeah. So I figured, but it's also slightly larger, which probably helped me get away at the start from the other guys.
Right, saves weight up.
No, I think less the weight. It's actually probably 18 inches longer on the bottom because you don't have the furler.
Oh, there you go. So you kind of cut the gap a bit on the bottom. Right.
Yeah, and I sailed around him. I sailed away from him, and was shocked when I did.
Yeah, man, you've done well. You've done a very, very good quarter.
Well, I just pushed away, and then we're blind, right? It's impossible to know where, and that was really hard. That is probably the hardest part. Sailboat racing, you normally know where everybody is. Even in Transpac, they have daily roll call, and you get positions back and stuff like that. At least once a day, you know where everybody is. And sometimes, depending on the race, you can use trackers or not. But this race, none of that, and it's really hard.
So what we did in the last one, what we're going to do this one as well, is once a week on Friday, we're going to send the positions of everybody to you.
Oh, okay.
So it's once a week. So
okay.
Once a week
so we can plot them out and
yeah, exactly. So it's going to be like a little code. It's going to be like a little challenge.
Like an email thing.
Yeah, on your InReach or sat phone, whatever you have on board.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can just get that code or on the YB. And then you can plot it on the chart. So, so you're going to have it once a week.
That's fine. Right. Yeah, that's great. I mean, at least that, it's so hard when you're completely blind. And you don't know how to cover, you don't know, who's doing well, how to get to him. Half of sailboat racing is looking at the other guy, seeing how he's doing, and covering or not covering, letting him go in the wrong direction or covering him if he's going in the right direction. And when you don't have it, it's just so hard to do.
So how was food? How was life on the boat?
I took 3 sandwiches. I just
That's it? That's all?
Well, no, I took lots of freeze-dried food too. I only had a couple of freeze-dried meals. I ate the sandwiches, and I took lots of fruit, and it was fantastic. It's really the way to. I think it's really the way to do it. Take too much fruit, and then I'm sorry, but you have to throw it away when it goes bad, or you eat it faster. But I really do like the fruit idea. A couple of sandwiches for the first couple of days, because for the next leg, the last 10 days, you're just eating freeze-dried food. Oh, bring hot sauce. That's the other thing is find something to spice it up. Bring some hot sauce.
Right. Get some.
And I didn't do that this time, but I will.
Well, you're going to be in Lanzarote now. You're going to have a couple of days on land.
Yeah.
To have some more hot sauce. There's a beer for you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Right, good to see you.
Cheers. Good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Just going to turn around a bit on the boat.
Yeah.
I can take the mic.
If you take that.
Thank you.
I'll step out of the way.
So here it is. That's the beautiful right now. Hot contender for the Transat. There you go. Gimble around a bit. There it is. All right. Looking beautiful. And there's the skipper. Ready for the beer. All right.